Good day, dear students, and welcome back to this new term as well as to our English class. For this lecture, I thought of starting with a chapter from the rapid reading section of your textbook. This chapter is called My Lord the Baby, and as you can see, this chapter is written by the very famous Indian author, that is Rabindranath Tagore. Before we dive into the chapter, I just want to tell you a little bit about the author here. As we all know, Rabindranath Tagore is the composer of the Indian national anthem. He was a Bengali poet, writer, composer, philosopher, and painter. And he is very famous for his work, Gitanjali, which is a collection of poems that he's written in Bengali. Rabindranath Tagore, besides being a very famous writer in India, is also famous because he was the first Indian to have won the Nobel Prize in Literature. And so let's look at this chapter and let's see what this short story is all about and what is it that he wishes to tell us through this short story. Before we start with the chapter, there's one thing that I wish you to think about, and that is, how do we Indians treat our servants? We all know that this whole system that we have of servants is, not all countries have this. You can say we are quite privileged that we can afford to have servants, or we can afford to have other people to do our menial work. Okay, but what is the kind of relationship that we share with these servants? Are they like family members to us? Because a lot of times we have people who, have live-in servants. That means those servants stay with them. But yes, do we really consider them as family, or is it the case that if something bad happens, we will always blame the servant? What is it like? Okay, so the story is basically about one particular servant and what happens in this household, and how the servant is treated because of a certain tragedy that took place in this household. Okay, so without discussing this any further, let's get back to the chapter and see what the story is all about. The title is My Lord the Baby. Raicharan was 12 years old when he came as a servant to his master's house. He belonged to the same caste as his master and was given his master's little son to nurse. As time went on, the boy left Raicharan's arms to go to school. From school, he went on to college, and after college, he entered the judicial service. Always, until he married, Raicharan was his sole attendant. Okay, so in the first paragraph, what we are told is we have this person named Raicharan, and later on you'll come to know that Raicharan is the main character of this story. The story revolves around Raicharan. And what do we know about Raicharan? He is only 12 years old at the beginning of the chapter, and he is a servant to this household. And what is his responsibility is that he has to take care of his master's son. Okay, so and one more thing we are told about Raicharan is that he belongs to the same caste as the master that has employed him. Okay, anyway, so once he's employed, he's only 12 years old, so he's not pretty old. He is a little boy himself, but still he is taken to work as a servant, probably because he belongs to a very poor family, although he belongs to a very good caste. Okay, now his responsibility, we are told, is that he has to look after the master's son. Okay, so there's a newborn baby in that house. So Raicharan's job is to look after the baby. So Raicharan looks after this baby boy, and we are told that this baby boy grows up. He goes to school, then he goes to college, and after that he joins the judicial service. That is something to do with the law, right? And we are told that Raicharan was his sole attendant. That means everything that this boy wanted, Raicharan used to look after. So Raicharan's responsibility was not other work in the house. His responsibility was to look after this boy. Later on in the chapter, we are told that this boy's name is Anukul. Okay, so Raicharan's job was only to look after Anukul. So now Anukul has grown, he's even working, and Raicharan also still looks after him. Okay, but now things begin to change. Let's see why. It says here, but when a mistress came into the house, Raicharan found two masters instead of one. Okay, things change because Anukul, which is the charge that Raicharan has, Anukul gets married. So very soon the wife comes, and then slowly Raicharan has realized that he doesn't only have to answer to Anukul, he also has to answer to Anukul's wife. Okay, so all of a sudden he now has two masters and he's not very comfortable with the situation. Another thing that has changed is that it says here all his former influence passed to the new mistress. That means Anukul no longer requires Raicharan that much, or he doesn't really give him that much of attention because Anukul is busy with his own wife. Okay, because he is newly married. Okay, so Raicharan feels left out because Raicharan, ever since he was 12 years old, his only responsibility, only goal in life basically was to look after Anukul. But now suddenly things have changed and Anukul does not really require him that much, and he feels a little left out. Raicharan, that is. Okay. Then we are told that this, leaving out the, how Raicharan felt very neglected, very ignored because he was not really required around so much. So this sort of, neglect, you can say, was compensated for by a fresh arrival. Compensated means it was sort of repaid. Okay, it was made up by a fresh arrival. Okay, that attention that Raicharan was getting, that is repaid for or made up for by a fresh arrival. And what is this fresh arrival? Anukul had a son born to him, and Raicharan, by his unsparing attentions, soon got a complete hold over the child. Okay, so Raicharan has realized that Anukul does not require him anymore, but Anukul has a son now. He has another baby that is born to him. So Raicharan is given the responsibility of looking after Anukul's son. So Anukul's son, of course, requires a lot of attention. He requires a lot of care, and Raicharan wholeheartedly and with all of his efforts, he gives him all the attention, all the love that he can give. Okay, so we are told here he used to toss him up in his arms, call to him in absurd baby language, put his face close to the baby's, and draw it away again with a grin. Okay, so Raicharan is very happy because again he has a lot of work to do. Again he feels that there is somebody who needs his services, and this time again it is a baby. Okay, so he is overjoyed. He takes care of this baby as if it's his own baby. He lifts him up, he carries him, he talks to the baby in absurd baby language because babies don't really understand our words. So in this sweet little language that he can think of, he speaks to Anukul's baby. Okay. Then we are told that he put his face close to the baby's and draws it away again with a grin. So this is how he plays with the child, and you can make out that although Raicharan is a man, he's got this very maternal side to him because he really takes care of the baby with all of his heart. Okay, so what is understood is that Raicharan is very, very attached to the baby, and he loves him more than anything else in the world. Okay. And of course, a grin here means a smile. So the baby just, every time he holds the baby, brings it close to his cheeks and he smiles at the baby, and he's just very, very fond of the baby. Then we are told presently the child was able to crawl and cross the doorway when Raicharan went to catch him. He would scream with mischievous laughter and make for safety. Okay, so the baby is also very naughty, very playful, and Raicharan is all the time with the baby. And we are told that this baby used to crawl like all babies do, and he would cross the doorway. Doorway is the entrance where the door is. So he would cross that. He would not just stay in one room. He would keep crawling and cross the doorway. And whenever Raicharan used to go to catch him, he would scream with mischievous laughter and make for safety. Now, we are also told that Raicharan was amazed at the profound skill and exact judgment the baby showed when pursued. He would say this to his mistress with a look of awe and mystery. Your son will be a judge someday. So whenever they were playing and the baby would crawl and cross the doorway, he would go into the other rooms, and Raicharan used to go to catch the baby. They're like playing hide and seek. Every time Raicharan would notice that this baby has a very good judgment and very good skill. Profound skill means a very deep, a very superior sort of a skill, because it knew that Raicharan was coming to catch him, so he knew how to hide. Okay, so Raicharan is a little bit experienced here, so he says, what, the way this baby is acting, I can make out that he is going to be very smart, and he's going to have very good judgment. Therefore, he will make a very good judge in the future. Now, this may be true or may not be true, but that's not what we are going to dwell into. What we know is that this baby is very curious. This baby is very sharp, and also this baby is, according to Raicharan at least, very, very smart, and he will make a very good judge in the future. Okay. So the baby is not an ordinary one. He's very playful, very curious. That is something you need to remember, because something is going to happen in the future, and we're going to see why it really happened. Okay, let's move on further. Yes. Now, new wonders came in their turn when the baby began to toddle. That was to Raicharan an epoch in human history. When he called his father Baba and his mother Mama, Raicharan Channa, then Raicharan's ecstasy knew no bounds. He went out to tell the news to all the world. Now the baby is growing. Of course, now he's no longer crawling. The baby has begun to toddle. So toddle means to walk. You know how babies, when they start, or when they learn how to walk, how they walk, they're not very steady. So that is what the baby is. He's in that stage, and he is toddling, and he's also learning to say a few words here and there. But Raicharan is so happy. We are told here, when the baby started to toddle, when he started to talk, or speak his first few words, that was to Raicharan an epoch in human history. So an epoch is basically a very what do you say? It's a very important period, something which is of great importance, a period of great importance. So, according to Raicharan, when this baby started walking, it was history. He felt like this was a great event. You need to celebrate it. It is something extraordinary. Actually, we know that all children will one day walk. All children will one day start speaking. But to Raicharan, he felt like this baby is amazing. This baby is too good or too great. Okay, so that is the kind of happiness that he felt when the baby actually started walking and started saying his few words. So that's why he says here, when he called his father Baba, so the baby is learning to talk, he calls his father Baba and his mother Mama, and Raicharan he starts calling Channa. And it's interesting, Channa actually, it doesn't really mean anything. The baby is trying to say Raicharan, but Raicharan is too big a word, so that Charan part of it, he tries to say the word, but he can only say Charan, but not even Charan, he says Channa. That's the closest he can get to calling Raicharan his name. Okay, so he calls Raicharan Channa, and when he starts saying this, when he especially called Raicharan Channa, Raicharan's ecstasy, his happiness knew no bounds. That means Raicharan was on top of the world. He was so happy. Okay, so happy that he went out to tell the news to all the world. So, like a mad person, who is so in love with the baby, he goes out and tells everyone, you know what, the baby started speaking. The baby has started taking his first few steps, and he has called me Channa. That is the kind of happiness that he felt, like as if it was his own baby. Okay. Then we are told, after a while, Raicharan was asked to show his ingenuity in other ways. He had, for instance, to play the part of a horse, holding the reins between his teeth and prancing with his feet. Okay, so after a while, the baby begins to grow a little bit, and Raicharan is expected to do a little more this time. Okay, Raicharan cannot just go around kissing him or hugging the baby. Now Raicharan has got to be a little more creative. Okay, in the way we're told here, he had to show his ingenuity. That means how good he is and how smart he is. He had to show it in other ways. For example, for instance, he had to play the part of a horse, holding the reins between his teeth and prancing with his feet. So Raicharan had to act like as if he's a horse, and that he's moving around. He's holding the reins, the rope, that the horse is, that you put on a horse basically when you're riding the horse. So Raicharan had to pretend that he's the horse and he's holding the reins in his teeth and prancing with his feet. Prancing is the kind of walk that a horse does. It's a very different kind of a walk. So Raicharan had to pretend like he's a horse and prance around over the place to make the baby happy. He also had to wrestle with his little charge, that is with the little baby, Anukul's son. He had to wrestle with him, fight with him, or not really fight with him, but pretend like fighting with him. And if he could not by a restless trick fall on his back defeated at the end, a great outcry was certain. Okay, so Raicharan had to pretend like as if he is a wrestler and he's wrestling with the baby, and then he had to pretend like the baby has defeated him. So he would fall on his back, and he would pretend like the baby has won the wrestling competition between the two of them. And if he had not to pretend that he had lost the wrestling match, then the baby would just shout, he would scream, and he would make a huge mess around the place. So Raicharan would do that. He would keep pretending. He would do anything for the baby because he really, really loved the baby. Okay, so we can come to know so far that the two of them, that is Raicharan and Anukul's son, we are not told what the name of the baby is, but we just know that it is called the baby. These two are very close to each other, and Raicharan really looks up to him like as if he is his own son. And the baby is also very fond of Raicharan. That is what we are told. Then, about this time, Anukul was transferred to a district on the banks of the Padma. Now, remember Anukul? Anukul is the baby's father, and we are told that Anukul was into the judicial service. So we are told that now something happens, and he is transferred to a district on the banks of the Padma. The Padma is a very famous river. Even if you Google it, you'll see it's a major river in Bangladesh and in India, and you will find it in West Bengal. The story, by the way, is set in West Bengal. So the river Padma is it runs through that place, and somewhere near the banks of the river Padma, Anukul is transferred. So on his way back through Kolkata, he bought his son a little go-kart. Okay, so it is understood that the family could have also moved to this new place where Anukul is transferred. So this new place is somewhere close to the banks of the river Padma. I'm saying this because this detail is a little important later on in the story. Okay. So just remember river Padma, they are somewhere close to there. Now on his way back through Kolkata, so when he was traveling somewhere through Kolkata, he bought his son a little go-kart. Okay, I'll give you a picture of a go-kart, but it is not exactly like that, but because we are talking about again a time that is not very recent. It's a very old story, but a go-kart basically is something with wheels where you can just drag someone. These are modern go-karts that you have. I thought of getting you these wooden examples, but basically it's just something to pull a child. It's a toy for a child, but it may or may not have wheels. The new ones, of course, have wheels, but yes, it could be the one where you just push it, or it could be something with a wheel. We are not really told what exactly this go-kart looked like, but basically it's something like this, something like either of these toys. That is what Anukul buys for his son. Okay. And so he bought, because the child of course is growing and you need to buy toys for the child, so Anukul spends a lot of money, buys a little go-kart for his son. He bought him also a yellow satin waistcoat, a gold laced cap, and some gold bracelets and anklets. So a satin waistcoat, I'm sure you would have seen this, but I just got you a picture so that if you don't know what a satin waistcoat is, this is for adults, but basically something like this. So imagine a small child wearing a yellow satin coat like this. That is what Anukul buys for his son. And he also buys a gold laced cap. Now we're not really talking about real gold, but it's basically the color of gold. It's a nice, very attractive looking lace cap that he buys for his son, and gold bracelets and anklets. Now this is real gold. So real gold bracelets for his wrists, and anklets that he gets for his son for the ankles, right? And you'll see most Indians, we do this. We don't buy gold, but there are bracelets and anklets that you will put for your child, right? So we are told that Anukul buys all these things for his son from Kolkata. Raicharan was wont to take these out and put them on his little charge with ceremonial pride whenever they went for a walk. Now Raicharan is so happy because we already know that he loves this boy a lot. He loves the baby a lot. So every time Raicharan would take the baby out, because children, you can't keep them in the house all the time. So it was Raicharan's responsibility to take the baby out whenever the baby was a little cranky. So every time they went out, Raicharan would always put all these things on. He would put the satin coat, he would put the gold laced cap for the baby, and he would put the gold bracelets and anklets. Okay, so again, this is an important detail, but remember this: every time he took him out, he used to put these for the baby with ceremonial pride, like as if it's a ceremony. Okay, like how whenever there is a certain occasion and we require certain animals, like for example, some people for festivals, they will take the elephant out and they will decorate the elephant. Every time there is this festival, they will put a lot of finery on it. They'll put nice, sometimes they'll even put jewelry on it. Okay, so like that, every time he would take the baby out, Raicharan would take the baby out, he would just dress the baby up like as if there's some sort of a ceremony, and he would parade the child every time he would go out. Okay, then came the rainy season, and day after day the rain poured down in torrents. Torrents means heavy rain. Okay, the hungry river, like an enormous serpent, swallowed down terraces, villages, cornfields, and covered with its flood the tall grasses and wild casuarinas on the sandbanks. Now, this is important. It has started raining, but it has gotten a little too much, in the sense that the rain was so heavy in that particular year that the river, and we are really talking about the river Padma, because remember Anukul had moved to this new place which is close to the river Padma. So the river had flooded, and it had flooded the land as well. The river was, the current was so strong that it had swallowed down terraces, villages, cornfields, and covered with its flood the tall grasses and wild casuarinas on the sandbanks. Just so that you have an idea of what is a casuarina tree, I have another picture for you. A casuarina tree is something like this. So you can see that it's pretty tall, but the flood was so bad that even these were covered, and it left nothing. The river was, the current rather was rather strong, and it destroyed everything that came in its way. Okay, so it's a pretty bad situation. So nobody can actually move out of the place for too long. Okay. Then we are told that from so tall grasses, wild casuarinas on the sandbanks, everything it destroyed. From time to time, there was a deep thud as the river banks crumbled. So again, the river banks, the sand right next to the river, that also began to fall because of the force of the water. Okay, so you can imagine how rough the river was and how it destroyed everything that came in its way, including its own banks. Then the unceasing roar of the main current could be heard from far away. Unceasing means not stopping. Okay, it's a continuous roar. The sea was, the river was so rough that you could hear the current, and it was so strong that it would never stop. So day in and day out, people could hear how bad the situation was and how everything, villages included, were getting destroyed. Okay, masses of foam carried swiftly past proved to the eye the swiftness of the stream. Again, people could understand how fast the river was flowing and how rough it was, because when you go to the beach also, you can see this. There are these masses of white foam that is created whenever you have waves. Okay, the white foam that is created, and you could see this white foam, and you could see how fast it was moving, because it's a river, right? So you could see how fast it was moving, and you can make out the speed of the water, as well as how, and of course with that speed it will take anything that comes in its way. Okay, so it's pretty rough out there, and it's a very dangerous situation to move anywhere close to the river. Okay, so that is what we understand. Again, an important detail, something will happen. Now, one afternoon the rain cleared. Okay, so finally after a long time the rain has stopped for some time. Okay, so we are told that it was still cloudy but cool and bright. So there was a little bit of sun, but not too much, because it was still very cloudy. But it is a lot better than all the other days where there was a flood and everything was in a very bad situation. Then Raicharan's little despot did not want to stay in on such a fine afternoon. So we are told that, of course, children, we know they don't like staying indoors for too long, and with this flood situation, they could not take the Anukul sun anywhere outside. But now, because the weather is cleared only for a short while, and after a very, very long time, the baby has become a little cranky, and all he wants to do is go out and just be out for some time. So he just did not want to stay in. And despot is a sort of a dictator. So we are told that this baby means we already understand it. The baby is ruling Raicharan. Whatever the baby says, Raicharan has to do. Okay, even if it is with the wrestling. Okay, the way the baby likes it, Raicharan will do it, and of course because Raicharan likes him so much. But the baby is not an ordinary baby. The baby is quite smart. Okay, and he knows how to control Raicharan. Okay, so this time too he says, he's not really talking, but he basically makes it very clear that to Raicharan at least, that he does not want to stay home. Even if it is a little dangerous to go outside, he wishes to go outside. Okay, so his lordship, and we are talking about the baby because the baby is like a king here. Okay, so we are told his lordship climbed into the go-kart. So he climbs onto the go-kart, and he is trying to signal to Raicharan, you better take me out, I can't stay indoors anymore. So Raicharan, between the shafts, dragged him slowly along till he reached the rice fields on the banks of the river. Now, this is a little bit about the situation. Let's imagine it. So we know that Raicharan, between the shafts, by shafts we are really talking about these rays of sunlight. It isn't very sunny, it's not very, very bright, but there are slight rays of sunlight. So through that, he slowly drags him. And how does he drag him? He drags him in the go-kart. Remember that toy that his father had brought for him? So the baby is in the go-kart and Raicharan is dragging him. So in this case, this particular go-kart definitely has wheels, but Raicharan still has to drag it. Okay. So he drags him slowly along till he reaches the rice fields on the banks of the river. So, both of us would be able to say this, that this is not a very good decision. It's not a very wise decision because the situation was quite precarious. It was quite dangerous a while ago, and it was still not safe to go anywhere close to the river because this river was so rough that it destroyed a lot of things, the Padma, right? But still Raicharan for some reason takes the baby near the rice fields on the banks of the river, so very close to the river Padma. Okay. Anyway, so they continue there, and what we are told is that there was no one in the fields, and this is understood. Why there's no one in the fields? Because it's dangerous. The situation is still not under control. Okay, so there's no one in the rice fields and no boat on the stream. Okay, of course there are no boats because the river rather is still very rough. You can't really trust it, and you can make out with the speed. We have just spoken about it. The speed in which the river is running, it is still very, very rough. So even boats are scared to go on that river again. So everything is calm. There's nobody around in the water, and there's nobody around in the rice fields as well, which is very close to the river. Then, in the midst of that stillness, the child all of a sudden pointed with his finger in front of him and cried, "Channa, piti fa." Now, this is interesting. What happens is that there is nobody around, but it is just Raicharan and the baby, and they are out in their go-kart. And of course, remember, since they are out, Raicharan has dressed him up. Remember, we looked at how every time Raicharan takes the baby out, he puts the satin waistcoat, he puts the cap, he puts the gold bracelets and anklets. So the baby is fully dressed up, like as if he's a king, and they are out and nobody is around. But the baby sees something. The baby sees, he says, Channa Pitifa. Channa is of course Raicharan. Pitifa is baby language for a pretty flower. Okay, for some reason the baby has seen a pretty flower. Let's look at what that is. Now, we are told here, close by on a mud flat stood a large kadamba tree in full flower. My lord the baby looked at it with greedy eyes, and Raicharan knew his meaning. Only a short time before, he had made out of these very flower balls a small go-kart, and the child had been so entirely happy dragging it about with his string that for the whole day Raicharan was not made to put on the reins at all. He was promoted from a horse into a groom. Now this is important. Let's look at it from the start. It says, close by on a mud flat stood a large kadamba tree in full flower. Before we move on, I just want you to see what a mud flat really is. I have a picture of it. Just let's see that. Yeah, a mud flat is something like this. It is an area of land that was initially covered with water, and now the water has receded, it has gone back, and it has left this land aside. So basically there is an area like that very close to the river. Okay, and it's understood. I'm sure most of you have also seen this. So it's a very wet sort of area, and it can be depending of course on the depth of it, it can be deeper than this also. This particular picture, it doesn't seem to be very deep, but it can be knee deep as well, as deep as your legs and almost reaching your knees, depending on of course which mud flat it is. Okay, but it's basically something like this, a very wet sort of an area. And on this mud flat, what he sees is the kadamba tree. Now you understand that this area becomes a mud flat because of the floods. You remember the river Padma had submerged all the land and everything with it. Okay, so now that the situation is a little better, the water has left and it has gone back into the river, but the river is still very strong. Okay, so that's why it looks like a mud flat, and there is a kadamba tree next to it. I'll show you. A kadamba tree is something like this, and these are the kadamba flowers. So it looks like a flower ball. Okay, so so that you have a picture, you have an idea of it rather. This is the kadamba tree, and these are its flowers. Okay, this is the kadamba tree. Okay, now what we are told in the lesson is that the baby liked the flowers, and the baby wanted the flowers from that kadamba tree, which was on the mud flat, on that very wet sort of land. Okay, and why is it that the baby was looking at with greedy eyes at the flower? Was because only a short time before he had made out of these very flower balls. You have seen the kadamba flower, so it's like a flower ball itself. Raicharan had made a small go-kart out of it. So because Raicharan is so you can say he's clever, but he's also very fond of the baby. So I had made, using these kadamba flowers, he had made a small sort of a toy, like a go-kart. So something that he could drag, the baby could drag with him. Okay, and the child had been so entirely happy dragging this flower go-kart that with a string, that for the whole day Raicharan was not made to put on the reins at all. That means for the whole day Raicharan did not have to act like a horse or like a defeated wrestler. The Raicharan just was free to do whatever he wanted, because the baby was so distracted with the kadamba flower and the go-kart of the kadamba flower that Raicharan had made for him. Okay, so that's the reason why the baby recognizes. Okay, he knows that these were the same flowers, so he sees it on the kadamba tree, and he wishes that Raicharan should go and get him those flowers. Okay, so this is all that we have for today's class. I will stop right here. What we know is that we have this servant named Raicharan. He enters into this particular family, into their household rather, at the age of 12. He looks after Anukul, who is his first responsibility. Anukul grows, gets married, and he has a son of his own. And very soon, Raicharan is kept in charge of Anukul's son. We are told that the baby is not an ordinary baby. Baby is very curious, very smart. He also has a very good sense of judgment. Okay, and we are told Raicharan is very, very fond of the baby. He looks after the baby as if the baby is his own. The relationship between the baby and Raicharan is, such that Raicharan treats the baby as a king. Whatever the baby wants, Raicharan will go and give it to the baby. And the baby is also very smart. He knows how to get whatever he wants. Okay, so this is it that we have for today's class. Thank you.